So the next speaker and our last speaker for today is Moriya Rockman. She's the founder and chief of marketing at Smiling House Luxury Global. It's called Global from Gstaad, Switzerland. I don't know where she's right now, maybe in Israel. Moriya, it's great to have you. And you tell us, and this is going to be taking 5 hours, so you need to do it in 15 minutes. So it's a challenge. What hotels can learn from short-term rentals.
That's very challenging.
I've been waiting for that one all day long. So hopefully I can get something away as well. So Moriya, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Simon. And hi, everybody. Yeah, so just a second. This is a challenging moment and also a great moment to think that hotels can learn from short-term rentals. It says a lot about the industry of vacation rentals and where we are today. But there is a lot to learn from all angles of hospitality. And apparently there's something to learn also from the short-term rentals, from the vacation rentals that I'm representing here today. And let me share it with you, and I hope you find it valuable. So first of all, my name is Moriya Rockman. I'm the CMO and the founder of Smiling House Luxury. We are a Swiss company based in Gstaad, Switzerland. You've been guessing right. I'm in Israel right now. Preparing to a great summer, working on my tent already. But we are a global company hosting together with other great property managers and homeowners all around the world in 31 countries right now, and more than 3,000 amazing, luxurious private homes in different destinations. We started in Europe, obviously, but as demand been so high, and especially in this year of 2020, we've been extending the offer based on such a great request and demand for the product, for the service of what we are giving in the vacation rental and in the high-end part of it, as you can see in the rest of the world. So let's start and talk about the luxury vacation rental and in vacation rental in general, and why is it in such high demand. So, you know, hospitality, people that been opening their home, their chalet, their villa, their beach house, their townhouse for guests, it's nothing new. It's the essence of hosting and welcoming in a traditional way, maybe we can find it, you know, happening for decades. But something have changed in this industry and make it an industry, not only another angle of hospitality since the beginning of OTAs. I guess you know all what I'm talking about. Airbnb, Booking.com, TripAdvisor, and the rest of the OTAs and VRBO, of course, they change tremendously the whole industry of vacation rentals, make private homeowners like myself investigate and get to know and learn and get in love with this hospitality idea. And today, if we're looking here at the vacation rental homeowner or property manager, there's many people that you know from the hotel industry that wants to talk to them, to him, to me. So especially in the luxury part of vacation rentals, we can see more and more professionals reaching out, understanding that the demand coming from the end customers, from the guests, is no longer based only on OTAs, that the product that we are representing is in high demand, and many people knocking on the door of the concierge company, of the tourist board, of the travel designers, and the retreat organizer, the media production, and the event manager, and even the hotel chains, as you probably know, is no longer see themselves or see the vacation rental people like myself, the one busy with that, with the property managers, as we're calling ourselves, as, you know, like, hey, they are not the professional ones, but we see each other now as two industries that reaching out one to another. It started with the hoteliers, actually, with hotel chains, as you can maybe recognize over here. Some of the top brands of hotel chains in the world is now playing in the game that's called vacation rentals. I'm sure that some of these logos might surprise you, and by the fact that I'm telling you that they are offering private people homes, private people's chalets, and private people's villas in different parts of the world, counting on my colleagues and myself, the people in my industry and Simon's industry, to deliver actually the best of experience, the high level, the best expectation, and based on the fact that the hotel members of Marriott or of Accor will go and experience amazing weekend in Ibiza, or a whole week in St. Bart's, or a great ski out in Gstad, and they will have a great experience, great time, great level of hospitality. The idea is that they will go back to the hotel and keep being the hotel members, and keep on being loyal to the hotel. This is what Marriott did maybe before a lot of the other brands, or more in a more wide way, is opening a platform called Homes and Villas by Marriott International, where we are part of, and by giving the credit to the hospitality and vacation rentals, they made it possible for their guests to experience the vacation rental. Do you think it's because they wanted to? The answer is, I guess not. They just realized when they checked their surveys of the Bonvoy Club members, how many times would you, the best of our best, club member, went to the vacation rentals option, how many times you actually booked a vacation rental, the numbers been shocking. It was not numbers to be ignored. And therefore, Marriott and other hotel chains, and I believe many more to come, reaching out to this part of hospitality. And it's not easy to kind of, meet together between the eye-to-eye, eye-level hospitality experience, sometimes less professional, sometimes more authentic, that the vacation rental industry hosts are giving into the hotel expectations. But numbers that I will share with you in a second are not something we can argue about. And I've been knocking on the doors of the best data research companies in our industry to give you the latest data comparing the hotel industry and the vacation rental and the behavior in 2019 to 2020 and almost 2021. But before we get there into the data, I want to ask you and myself the question, why is it happening now? So I can only assume that we are looking at a kind of a cognitive process coming from both guests' sides and owners' side, especially in the luxury segment, which I'm representing. We're talking about staying in few millions and sometimes tens of millions worth of houses and villas and mansions and castles. Why would somebody like that open his door to a guest? And these guests, we're not talking about the $200 or $300 a night that maybe can be compared with other parts of accommodation. We're talking about thousands of dollars and sometimes more than thousands. But something needed to happen for both these guests to stay there. They can stay in the presidential suite of any great hotel in the world, and you know what's the finest hospitality level that a five-star deluxe hotel can bring is not easily done in one single home with few crew members. And what in the world make an owner of such a place, which is definitely not money driven, to open his door and to let somebody sleep in his own bed? Well, the answer is of course got many dimensions, but it's most likely the experience that both owner and guest want to have, and the fact that through the last 10 years and the OTAs, we've been experiencing traveling, staying in vacation rentals. Even if you're a hotelier, I'm sure that some of you, or many of you, I hope so at least, added this experience to their traveling experience. And this is something else. This is something that makes you feel like you own that place. You are playing like you own that chalet and you are the king of the mountain for 1 week. And you can invite people for après ski, a drink, or you can feel that this private beach is actually yours. And this is something that it's very hard to gain. Such an experience, very hard to gain even in a boutique hotel where you're sharing it with other people. Okay, so let's go. Just before we go into the graph, let me explain you that the numbers and the data that I'm about to share with you is been checked to see how the COVID-19 was affecting both industries, and what is the reason that the vacation rental been increasing, the booking in vacation rental been increasing in this time. And in this review, I luckily having the great honor to present the slides of Transparent and Amadeus combined. They combined actually their hotel and vacation rental data to highlight how booking trends have shifted and what accommodation providers should consider, what we should consider and looking at now that we are looking at 2021. So we'll start with the first slide, talking about the weekly hotel and vacation rental average lengths of stay. So you can see that in week 11 till week 25, which is sometimes mid-February, if I'm not wrong, till mid-June, we see a jump, a peak over here in the length of stay. And we can see that the average length of stay in a hotel was during this whole time between 2 to 3 nights in average, while in vacation rentals, it jumped up to 8 or 9 nights in average. This is a game changer, not only from the point of view of length of stay that a lot of the other speakers were speaking about, but also with how long can you stay in a great room? How long you can stay without having these other facilities to yourself that make it possible for you to keep on working, to keep on experiencing, especially like Simon was mentioning, in some of these rooms and through the pandemic until recently, you still even had to eat in the room. Normally you don't even have a table to eat. I stayed in a hotel in France 2 months ago with 4 kids, and we had to eat in turns and between the rooms. Of course, hotel is not meant for such sharing the spaces that is not dedicated to the sleeping and relaxing, and not able to provide the other facilities, while vacation rental made it possible and also did the adjustment very fast. Okay, we give up one room that was dedicated to the single bed, and we make it into an office, and then people can actually stay and work, and then the trends of workation is taking place much better. Or okay, we will add a jacuzzi because people are tired from the lockdown and tired of being in the city, so they want to go to a getaway destination, and they want to have more of a private facilities that will make it possible to stay there, while in every hotel, even if the hotel was open, the spa was closed. So the vacation rental, I think, was as an industry, and the way it's made, of course, with a less decision-making chain, people could take in their own business or in their own companies. In our case, with a recommendation to the property managers and homeowners, we're working with decisions that make them adjust very, very fast to the trends and make the length of stay longer and more than doubled from the normal times. So if we look at the next interesting slide, we're talking about the worldwide weekly hotel and vacation rental average booking window. So, you know, people used to plan their time ahead, when they're going, where they're going. And this year that we all been through with cancellation policies and some people that do not even, know when they will be able to travel, vaccinated, not vaccinated. This whole thing affect our industries, both our industries, very, very bad or very strongly. But still, you can see that the vacation rental industry are keeping the window of 50 to 60 days ahead of prior to arriving, mean that some people had more of a certainty or more of the trust that the vacation rental will be open while the hotel not necessarily going to be open, that they can stay there with their family or they can stay longer because of flexibility, while maybe it's not going to be possible, and the facilities that they need will be open for them. And even if there are no restaurants, so they can cook at home or they can invite chefs at home or any other activities. And that's why in my opinion, things we've been, more easy for people to take a decision. We see that if you look at here around week 4 into 20 to week 18, we're talking about sometimes between Christmas time 2019, beginning of 20 until May. This is the beginning of COVID, and you can see that people even booked ahead more, but for the next 2 months, something that you could see around the corner. Today situation is almost back to normal. But we can see the huge difference between vacation rental and hotel. And I'm asking myself and you if it's not have to do with the flexibility, with all kind of policies, with being tuned and being listening to the guests, not only to work as a system, not everything automated, something that we need to be maybe working on more. And I think, and I know at least that we in my industry, a lot of people did a lot of working on this kind of muscle of being flexible and being tuned to their guests. Another slide is the average vacation rental rate. I'm presenting it even though it's not exactly the numbers I'm dealing with, but just for the overview, most of vacation rental in average worldwide, we're talking about around $135, $140 per stay, while the hotels started with higher and ended up lower. So what we see is that hoteliers been reacting by tremendous discounts to try to attract the guests to stay in a hotel. It was working, but not as much. So it's not only about the money. I mean, the people chose certain times vacation rentals, not only because of the deal of where to stay, and it has to do again with the facilities, with the comfortability, with the fact of private amenities that people not necessarily wanted to share. We do see some kind of a drop down here in week 13 to 21. We're talking about around March 2020, when the pandemic was hitting strongly again, and a lot of property managers were not allowed in many of the countries to accept bookings. But once it changed, we see a difference. And this is, sorry, I meant the hotels were not allowed to accept some guests, while the vacation rentals kept on thrifting. I can see this, and I think one of the speakers was talking about it as well, as a trend that will continue. I mean, vacation rental offer been, changed a lot. A lot of offers been taken away from the market, but the one that stays would be able to charge more for the service and for the standards offered, and to answer the high demand. And when we're talking about occupancy and on the books, okay, on the books it's something else that in real time. So you can learn in this graph about when people are booking ahead and the occupancy, and you can see again the occupancy in vacation rentals was higher. And I guess again it has to do with flexibility, with the vouchers, with the fact that you can come now and only if you come for sure, and if you have any COVID restriction issues, will be very flexible to give you the same stay later, and also with a lot of knowledge given personally to the guest, encouraging him to book, learning a lot about regulation in different markets. I guess that the vacation rental representatives are very destination oriented, knowing a lot about the markets, helping also with all kinds of difficulties that people had while traveling in these times. And because we were blending the whole world, I thought it would be interesting for you to see a little bit about the European market, which here not showing in great of numbers, comparing 2019 and 2020, but still the trend of vacation rentals versus hotel in performing in general in reservation is higher. You can see the peaks. I have to share with you with my own experience. We are a European-based company in Switzerland, and we doubled our company and our activity and our revenue through the pandemic. So I guess it very much has to do also with the fact of how global you are, how flexible you are, and how maybe flexible you are to make changes within your company and to adjust to something such unexpected like what we had with COVID-19. Now, I want a second of your time. I know we do not have so much time, but I want a second for you to look at this. This moment that you see here, it's something that it's not something that you can get easily in a hotel. This is a private moment. This is a cozy moment. This is a feeling at home moment. And this has to do with the experience that a lot of our guests are looking for from time to time, not all the time. Most of the time they probably will go to a hotel. But this is exactly why the vacation rental is an industry and growing industry. People are looking for that moment. And this is a moment that makes me smile and makes, I hope, other people smile on the other side of the world, wherever you are looking at this, to understand a little bit more what guests find more attractive in vacation rentals homes since the pandemic. So just before we talk about that one, I would like to summarize a little bit the slides that we saw before. And if we're looking at the analysis of the booking data, we find that current occupancy is comparable across the hotels and the vacation rentals during the high end of the pandemic. But it's encouraging to see both verticals improving since it, and and it's getting higher and higher everywhere, the demand, and we have a good reason to be positive. And although the booking leads time diminished throughout the past year, both verticals are seeing shifts to slightly longer windows, suggesting additional consumer confidence. And the hotel reservation volume, if we're looking at it comparing to vacation rental volume, is 3.5 times more. However, we are seeing modest improvement in vacation rental demand recovery over hotels, as traveler demand is seeking for more rural, domestic, destination in support of social distancing guidelines, and so on. Yeah, I can give you a little bit more input into this, but I think time is very, very valuable here. And therefore, I will summarize what the guests find more attractive in vacation rental homes, the way I see it. So first of all, the private amenities dedicated to one family, the pool, the jacuzzi, dining room, everything that people wanted for themselves and for their families, and working with so many property managers and homeowners. I encourage all of them, if you have the possibility to add the deck, to add the swing, to work on the garden, to add the jacuzzi, to add two more sitting places in the dining room because you make your table longer, this is the time to do so. Family together, that was a big trend, and I think it's here to stay. Big houses where the family can get together after a long time. Three-generation gatherings are in high demand. Cost-effective price-wise, if you think about it, that 3-4 families household can stay together, and even an expensive property is becoming cost-effective. In the hotel, they would probably have to take six or 7 rooms. And fast adapting to the trends such as remote working, the staycation, and the longer stays, the remote working, this is something we had guests that came for 10 days and they stay 3 months because they get paid anyway. And why not to work in front of an amazing views and so comfortable? And to tell you a secret, some of them even ask to buy the properties where they stayed. So we're talking about a world different perception of staying. It's not only vacation, it's a lifestyle. And I believe the workation is here to change a lot for us, digital nomads and people that could just afford not to be at 8 o'clock in the morning next to their desk in Rome, but they can work for 3 months from the Seychelles. Private service is available, massage at home, chef at spot. Talking about upsell, we are upselling all the time, but we are upselling with services that comes all the way to you, and so much listening that we will get you a skill lesson or even a French lesson with a private teacher at home. Everything that will make you feel welcome. It's possible, and not as an upsell like buy more, spend more, but more from the concierge attitude of how can we guest you in the best of ways. And getaway destination, remote location, like the place where I am normally in the Swiss Alps, home with great views, open air, and rural areas. In many of these places, you're not finding a lot of hotels offers. The hotels that you do find is a 5-star hotel, and the hospitality diversity of homes that can be in this destination can be more diverse, and people can find exactly what they like and want. And in the end, like I said before, this concierge attitude, the flexible payment method, the dedicated host for all needs, the flexibility with check-in and check-out, and we spoke about it before, but here it's a decision maker of one person, the homeowner or the property manager, and the ability to negotiate pricing. All these make the decision making for people staying vacation rental easier over this time. So just as a glimpse to this is my own experience. This is where I started my hospitality experience as a host. This is a 350 years old chalet that me and my husband own, and through this we met amazing people come to stay. And we are working, like I said, with homes and villas that offering our properties of smiling house around the world. But I believe that we can work with many other hoteliers or smaller boutique hotels to encourage this idea. And Simon, I think, said some things about it before, that I believe more and more hotels format will become a vacation rental. And I would like to thank you, and I hope that you enjoyed this part of the presentation, and that you managed to learn something also from the vacation rentals. I learned a lot from the hotel industry so far, and I hope we all of us will get better with hospitality. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Moriya. Thank you so much. The great ambassador, Moriya Rockman, for the vacation rental luxury industry. Nothing to add. We're nearly a half an hour over. I would love to fire a ton of questions at you, and I'm sure many others do as well, but everybody has your contact details. I really want to be mindful for the reminder of the people that are here. Hotels, watch out. Vacation rental is here to stay. It's vacation rental is here to change. Consumer behavior has already started to do so. We need to embrace, we need to do more work together with the industries. Hospitality is becoming one. We started to talk about convergence in demand in 2007, 2008, when the OTA started to embrace the supply, but the supply has totally been different for a very long period to come. But I think one slide that Moriya has pointed out to is the hotels getting into this space, not by owning assets or inventory, but actually by leveraging loyalty and loyalty programs and offering their guests also alternatives, which is vacation rental next to hotels, which they stay in as well. One thing that I find mind-boggling in vacation rental as a closing number here, let us also not forget, there is still 60% of travelers who have never used a vacation rental before, and they're going to do that too. So vacation rental is still taking a small portion of the total market, but it's over $140 billion business already worldwide. And more people will go into vacation rentals for all the reasons that Moriya has pointed out in terms of privacy, safety, and everything else. And obviously with COVID, this has been accelerated absolutely dramatically. So it's been a fantastic pleasure. We could have not had it better closed than by Moriya Rockman talking about vacation rental and what is happening. Obviously, as she pointed out, the average ADR that she has is definitely not $140, but it shows that the hotels and the vacation rentals have come closer together. And this is going to stay also in the urban locations. So urban locations in the past have had vacation rental as an alternative to hotels. I think ADRs will continue to increase. There will be more head-on-head competition in the urban spaces with vacation rentals than it was ever before. Supply will come back. The demand will definitely be there. We see that already. So I think the hospitality space as a whole is going to change. It's going to be interesting to see if some of these service providers we have seen today, like Roomdex and Oki and others, to actually converge more into vacation rental as well. We have the same challenges, upselling opportunities, etc., etc. So it's been a fantastic. Moriya, I want to thank you for your kind presentation.